want God's grace to be surrounding you. Grace is like a seed. We have to look at it like we're farmers. We have to look at it like we're in agriculture and we are working the land. Grace is like a seed. You have to understand the seed already has inside of it what you're looking for. Y'all missing it. I said the seed already has on the inside of it what you're looking for. The problem with the church is that we're looking around the seed and looking at everything else, but understanding what we need to do. What we need to do is, first of all, we have to understand, first of all, get the seed in your hand. Whatever seed you need God to do, get the seed in your hand. Once the seed is in your hand, you can't be lazy and you gotta plant it. Grace is built in seeding. So your neighbor say seeding. All that you need is inside the seed. So your neighbor say all that I need is inside the seed. Don't look for what is already in the seed, because God gave you the seed. Without God, there will be no seed. Y'all ain't said nothing. Without God, there will be no seed. So in order to access grace, you have to be willing to plant the seed. Some of us have seeds in our hands. Some of us have seeds on us, period. And we are too lazy to plant the seed. We're too lazy to put the seed in the ground. But in order for it to work, you have to plant the seed. Tell your neighbor, say sowing is planting the seed. Now, how do we get this seed sown? Where do we go? What are we doing? How do we make it happen for us? We have to understand that we can't look at our circumstance. We can't look at our situation. We have to be obedient. I preached a few messages a few weeks ago that the sting of obedience. A lot of people think that once you're obedient, pastor, that there's nothing that comes after obedience. Well, sometimes in obedience, you have to learn this right here. There is a sting that may come, but because of your obedience, harvest will come. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, there is a waiting period between sowing and reaping. So, sowing produces reaping, which brings benefits. A lot of people want benefits but don't want to do the first steps to get benefits. So we have to understand, first of all, you have to get to the place where you give God all of you. 2 Corinthians 8, 1-5, you can read that on your time. They gave themselves unto God before they can give a seed. Y'all ain't saying that to me. See, a lot of us want a seed and a harvest but don't want to give God us. And the problem with the church is that we're begging God for things and we haven't even given him us. Tell your neighbor, say, God don't want stuff from you. He wants to have all of you. And the problem with the church is that the church we don't have all of God. God doesn't have all of us. And we're in situations now trying to figure out why we're going through what we are going through. God is our source. I tell people this all the time. God is our source. And with God being our source, we have to understand the importance of what God is doing in this season. That means that he would not leave us nor forsake us and would not throw us out there to the dogs and not take care of us. God is our source. Decree that and declare that in your life, that God is my source. The seed is a resource. That means without God, you can't have a seed. So that means if God is your source, he gives you resources that will make more resources happen to you. God starts with the seed and he deals with the need. He starts with the seed and he deals with the need. And the problem with the church is that we want God to see our need, but he don't see our seed. What are you planting? Y'all ain't saying nothing. You gotta be careful what you plant in this season, because the problem is we're planting stuff, shouting and dancing, but what we're planting is negative things, and negative things are coming back to us. That's why some of us have to be 2 steps ahead of everybody, because of the simple fact we never know when negative is going to hit our life because we've been so negative. So Luke 6:38, give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall they give unto your bosoms, for with what measure ye met, it shall be measured to you again. God is all he's asking for is your time, talent, and treasures. That's all God desires for us. And to live right. Your time, talent, and treasures. And it's important that we get to the place where we give our stuff back to God. A lot of us have looked at church and ministry as a job more than giving it back to God. And when you get to the position and place where sometimes you have to give your time, talent, and treasures unto God without a dollar sign, God will open up doors that will pay you 10 times what you could have got paid that day. Right. Turn to your neighbor and say, give your time, give your talents, give your treasure. Yeah. Now in that scripture, it is the most important word in that scripture. It. And it shall. And it shall. It. It is the thing that you give unto God. Yeah. It is the thing that you want God to do for you so bad that you're willing to give it to God to see and to make sure that it's going to grow in your life. Because we can go through some things. We can go through the widow woman. The widow woman, she cooked for the prophet Elijah. And he told her, if you cook for me and you make this food that you know what you will be able to eat for days on. What did she give? She gave something she did not literally have to give. Y'all ain't saying that to me. She gave the food. She cooked the food. Well, she said, all I have is this amount. And if I give this amount up to you, then I'm not going to have nothing for me and my son to eat. But guess what? She understood the fact of seeding in the midst of not understanding. A lot of people are on Facebook. A lot of people are on different social outlets talking about why are we asking for offerings in this time? Because we understand what seeding will get you. Y'all ain't saying nothing. The widow woman could have sown and she couldn't see. She couldn't see God was going to do something. All she believed was the prophet's voice. Woo! That's why it's imperative that we get in a place and a position where we understand to hear the voice of God through whoever he's speaking to. So she gave up what little food pastor that she had. She gave the little food. Ruth gave up a relationship with Naomi. To Naomi, then Boaz came home. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Hannah couldn't get pregnant. But she said, listen, I'm going to go away and I'm going to give this son away that I ain't never had. And God turned, y'all ain't saying nothing. God turned it around. So you have to be in a place. God touched her womb as soon as she gave away the very thing she was asking God for. And a lot of us are asking God for it, and he's gave you the seed for it, but you won't plant this seed. After Job prayed in the 40th chapter, after Job prayed for his friends, he had to understand this right here, that he could no longer be selfish and pray for himself, but he had to understand this right here, that if I pray for my friends, that God will make a way. As soon as he prayed for his friends, God opened up the door for him. Wow. Turn your neighbor and say, understand. Well, whoever your neighbor is, turn to somebody and say, understand the weight of your seed. So God, sidebar Nick, is about the fill in the blanks in all of our lives. There are some blanks that we have in our life, and we're trying our best to find out what goes in this blank, what goes in that blank. How many people been to school and y'all had a sentence and you had to fill in the blank? Ain't that right, Tyler? You had to fill in the blank. And in order to fill in the blank, you have to put something in the blank. I heard the Lord say, as I was getting ready for today, that I'm about to fill in the blanks. Y'all ain't saying that. To all the things that have been open, all the blanks that you had in your life, God says, I'm filling the blanks. I'm filling the blanks. Understand your seed. Proverbs 11, 24 and 25. God will increase you. There will be no more withholding. The liberal soul shall be made fat. And he that watereth shall be watered also. I want to tell you this right here, that God says increase is going to hit your life like never before. Isaiah 48:17 through 18. God will guide you and give you new ideas. You better understand, this is the season where God will give you ideas that will pay bills for years and years and years. God says, I'm going to give you ideas that will blow your mind. People that thought you would never ever have to do things. God says, I'm put you in places and positions that you thought you would never ever have to go through. Y'all ain't said that to me. You have to understand this. That Ecclesiastes 11:1-4, cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt fight of them after many days. I came to tell you, if you sow a seed, sow it without thinking about it. God is going to give you the answer that you've been praying about. And this is the best thing I want to tell you, that you have to understand that they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. I want to tell you real quickly that you had to go through some trials in your life, and sowing may have been hard. But I came to encourage you on today that as long as you sow, there is harvest coming unto you. I want you to tell yourself that as long as I sow, and don't look at my situation and don't look at my circumstance, but believe that God is going to make a way out of nowhere, that there's going to be seed unto me, and there's going to be a harvest that hits me. I wish that I had 2 or 3 people that understand that because I sowed my seed, that God is going to make a harvest. I wish I had somebody in here that would just go ahead and give God a praise. Understanding that through this trial, I'm going to sow in the midst of it. Through this trial, I'm going to sow in it. I'm not going to allow my situation to hold me back. I'm not going to allow my situation to take me backwards. But I believe the report of the Lord. Is there anybody that can say that I believe what God is going to do for me in this season? Maybe in a drought right now, but God is going to bring me out. I may not see it right now, but God is going to bring me out. May not understand, but God is about to bring me out. I wish I had 2 or 3 people that would get something on their mind and say, God is about to bring me out. And because I had to go and encounter this season, I came to tell somebody, go away and over. You done sowed your seed, and harvest is about to come. And I came to tell you that God is about to open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. I wish I had somebody that can say, God, I'm crying all of this. I'm waiting for the harvest. God, I've been sick long enough, but I wait for shall follow me all the days of my life. Somebody, something good is